All I can say, Senator, is the special counsel's investigation is very important. Understanding what efforts there were or are by the Russian government to influence our government is a critical part of the FBI's mission. And you've got the right person in Bob Mueller to lead it.
So here we go again. Former FBI Director James Comey, some of his testimony last week. I want to bring in Senator Rand Paul out of Kentucky, member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, and sir, good day to you. We've got 3 topics to get to. Let's start with Russia. I've got 2 essential questions that apparently are coming from Democrats. What contacts with Russia before the election? What role, if any, did he have in firing James Comey? Clear it up. From your perspective, what's important now?
Well, I think that it was time for Comey to go. I don't think there's been any FBI director who ever politicized the department more than he did. Every Democrat in the land thought he went too far in being vocal about what Clinton did, and every Republican in the land thought if all the things he said about her were true, why didn't he indict her? So he really made nobody happy. But your FBI agents shouldn't be having press conferences all the time. They shouldn't be talking about politics, and they shouldn't be so visible in the middle of a presidential election. So I think he made a lot of mistakes, and it was time for him to move on. With regard to whether the president can do it, absolutely. The president has the absolute authority. You work for the president at his will. The president can fire you for any reason. And I think even Comey's testimony kind of vindicated the president, because Comey said, look, he told me he hoped I would end the investigation. That doesn't really sound like strong-arming to me, to say you hope that he'll be done and finish his job. If there is no investigation of the president, tell the people. So that's the most important part of this that came out for me, is that Comey confirmed that there was no, and as far as he knows, there is no investigation of the president.
And Jeff Sessions has a chance to defend. We haven't heard from him yet, and that's a big part of the story. I think we can all concede that. So that comes up later today. Topic number 2, Obamacare on screen. Here's the map. Individual market premiums. You can see the various states. Utah's up 101. Wyoming's up 107. South Dakota 124. Arkansas 120. Tennessee 176. I mean, it's just extraordinary.
It's out of control.
I know you want full repeal. Will you accept anything less than that?
The main thing is that you will not get prices to go down if you keep the Obamacare regulations. The regulations add to the price, and the regulations are what caused the adverse or the death spiral of Obamacare. The Republican plan from the House doesn't fix the death spiral, just subsidizes it, throws a whole bunch of federal taxpayer money in there. But what they don't really explain to you is there is no federal money up here. We're $500 billion in the hole every year. We have a $20 trillion debt. Where does all this money come from to stabilize insurance? And I frankly don't want to give any money to insurance companies. They make $15 billion a year. Why would the taxpayer give them a penny? So I'm not for that, and I hope the Senate plan will be different.
Yeah, this is very important stuff, but without getting too far in the details, do you think, given the composition of the Senate today, knowing Republicans have a 2-vote majority, can you get it passed or not today?
My current impression is they've taken the House bill, and it's probably going to include more subsidies, probably going to include more federal money and more federal involvement in health care. That's the wrong direction, and that will lose me. But I'm still in the mix. I'm still open to voting for something, but it's got to get better, not worse. The House bill would have to improve, not get worse.
Sounds like you had a big meeting with Mitch McConnell coming up. We will stand by for that. The reason you came on today is you're opposed to the $350 billion arms sale to Saudi Arabia. Why?
Number one, the Saudis have been funding terrorism. Hillary Clinton, in one of her emails to John Podesta, said, we've got to put pressure on the Saudis because they're supplying financial and logistical help to ISIS. This is the Secretary of State saying this, that Saudis were funding ISIS and we're going to give them weapons. The other more immediate cause now is the Saudis are bombing the heck out of Yemen, the country to the south of them. 17 million people are on the verge of starvation in Yemen. Saudis have blockaded the ports. Yemen gets 90% of its food from outside the country. It is really a terrible idea for the United States to get involved in another war, and it's really terrible for us to be allied with someone that's getting ready to, there's an impending famine in Yemen, and I can't be a part of that.
Okay, can you block it, yes or no?
We may win today. This is going to surprise a lot of people. It's going to be very close.
Senator, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Rand Paul, the Republican